So the three topics that we're going to talk today are the three basics that everybody should be aware of when you are making financial decisions. So when you're either reorganizing your budget, or when you're looking at a bill, or when you thinking about an expense that you're going to incur pretty soon, or something that you're planning in the future, purchasing a home, taking a trip, buying a car, all those financial choices that you have on a daily basis should be filtered through these three basic financial pillars that we should have like down pat, and we should know how they operate in order for us to make wise financial decisions. So as we said earlier, the first one is, so that there are three things that you must do as a consumer all the time, simultaneously. It's not in order, but the three things that will go simultaneously that will work when you want to have a better financial life. Number one is eliminate debt, or eliminate every money that is paid out and that is not returning to you in benefits. So eliminate everything that you're paying out and is not coming back to you in benefits. So your credit cards should all be 0%. And if they are not, you should be paying them off at the month, every single month. You should be purchasing the vast majority of your things on credit, but as long as the credit doesn't cost you finance charges, right? So until you get to that level or of having enough credit to pay for everything, credit to amount the points and the benefits, and then pay them off at the end of the month, or pay them off at the end of the no interest charge period, then that's where you need to be pay cash until you get to that point where you can pay credit, because paying cash is only valuable to you if you don't have credit. But once you have developed credit, it's best to give yourself that 30 days, 60 days, whatever it is that you get the 0%, because that money that sits in your hand is accruing interest, which is the second point that I'm going to talk about in a little bit, right? So instead of giving the banks the money to earn interest on your money, you keep it and you earn interest and only pay them when it's due, not before, right? So let's eliminate everything that you're giving the banks that you're not going to get in return. So any fees, any charges, any if you're, I'm going to give you an example, a very small example, but when you shop for car insurance, you're given a few rates. A rate if you pay in one lump sum, and a rate if you pay monthly. If you have developed credit, or if you have an emergency fund that you can pay the whole thing off and then return your money to yourself, you're saving that fee that requires you to pay monthly. Those are the types of things that you want to eliminate as much as possible. So it pays off to you to pay that off first and then return that money to you, instead of making monthly payments that you're going to be paying more over the 6-month period. Or so those are the things that, as you analyze every expense that you accrue, that you want to make a smart decision. But that's also going to depend on your choices that you have. So if you don't have credit to pay for the car insurance in 6 months in one lump sum, you have no options. You must break it down in 6 months, which makes you have to pay more. So as you develop as a consumer and you create that higher credit limit, then you can take advantage of these things that cost you less. Does that make sense? When the guy came over for the garage opener, he said it's going to be such and such. And I charge, if you want to use a card, I charge a fee for that card. Or you can Zelle me the money and there's no fee and there's no expense. Well, he doesn't know that my insurance company is going to refund me the money. And my credit card gives me 1 point per dollar that I spend on these types of expenses. So I'm going to get my money back from the insurance company that is invoicing me, but I'm also going to get the points that he's charging me. So I said, charge the card, because I get 39 points for what he charged me, but I'm going to get the money back from the insurance. So I lost nothing, and I'm going to get the points. So that's now, if I didn't have the card, if I didn't have the credit, I'd have to pay him out. I have to sell him the money, and I wouldn't get those points, right? And I'd be out that money until the insurance company pays me back. Got it? Okay, so you want to learn how these things work so then you can make those wise decisions when they pop up for you. So number one, we're going to eliminate everything that we're paying more because we haven't created credit, or because we don't have an emergency fund, or because we don't have an investment in place, or because we don't have the context that we should have. You know, another great thing would be to call my neighbor and see if a neighbor of mine could have done this job for me and I could give them dinner for free. I don't know anybody that does garage openers. So, you know, so now as he's doing that, my dishwasher is giving me issues. I'm going to go to a resale dent shop to buy a dishwasher because I do have a neighbor that will install a dishwasher for me. And I'm like, instead of waiting for the insurance company to send me a tech, I'm going to do that instead because it's going to be cheaper for me to do that. Right? Does that make sense? Okay, so I could do that because the installation is not covered, just the machine for the dishwasher. For the garage opener, it's included. So I need to, those are the things that as a consumer, I got to watch to make sure that I'm getting a benefit in all of these things. Every transaction that I make is a calculated transaction because every dollar that I earn costs me time, costs me effort, costs me, every dollar that I spend, I had to make. And all the dollars that I'm making, I want it for me. I don't want it for somebody else. It's either for me or for my family or for my well-being, for the way I live. It has to be better because of the money that I spent on myself or my family. So I'm not going to just give you money because you want to charge me a fee. It's not going to happen, right? I'm going to fight it tooth and nail. I don't want to give the bank any money because it's my money. I work for it. You don't deserve it. It's my money, right? So everything that you spend, make sure that you calculate that to avoid fees, avoid interest charges, avoid any money that's going out that it cannot be coming back to you as a benefit. The second point is having that emergency fund. And an emergency fund can be anything. It could be a bank account and savings. It could be credit, your credit limit that's raised on your credit cards. It could be a high yield savings account. It could be a life insurance policy with cash value. It could be an investment that is liquid to you. It could be money that's in your mattress or in your safe, whatever. Have somewhere where when an opportunity for shopping for something comes along, you have options. That's where the emergency fund comes from. Or so that's where the emergency fund supplies. Okay, supplies you those options. If you don't have enough credit, so there's a lot of people that are afraid of credit cards. And one day we will not have credit cards. One day the United States will not have the credit score system. And then we won't need to bother with that. But until then, it's important. If you're not rich to buy everything cash, you need to have credit. And if you need credit, you need to have credit cards and you need to know how to use them wisely, because that weighs well on your credit score. So a good mix of credit. So car, personal loans, home loans, credit cards, all those loans mixed together create your credit score. And so you need to have credit cards. You need to have store cards. You need to have personal loans in order for you to have a higher credit, but you need to use them wisely so you don't screw up your credit. And so people say, I only want to have one credit card. No, have many. Have as many credit cards as they will offer you, as long as they are zero yearly fee. So do not apply for a card that charges you a yearly fee. Don't. They should not be charging you to have their credit card because they're already going to charge you the regular fees, right? So do not sign up for any credit cards that ask you for a yearly fee. And the other thing is that if they can give you, yes, sir. Open your microphone, please.
What about debit cards that have yearly fees?
No, debit cards should not have their yearly fees.
I mean, not yearly, monthly fees they do.
Then discard, throw them away.
Because I have Bank of America that charges me like 12 and I have Chase that charges me like 6.
That's a bank account, right? It's a
Yeah.
bank account. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
check.
you go, so then you go to them and you say, I don't want to pay fees. What is your product that gives me a free account? If they don't give you, take your money out and walk away. Go open an account on a bank, a credit union, or an online bank that offers you a bank account with no fees. If you're paying for fees on banks, stop doing business with them. There's so many to choose from. You go over there, you go talk to the manager and say, I like to do business with you. I like to put my money here. But if you're going to charge me a monthly fee, I don't want to do business with you because Marcus has an account for free. Capital One has a bank account for free. Name them. There's a ton. Chime has a bank account for free. Ally has a bank account for free. Why are you charging me a monthly fee? Why should I do business with you?
I mean, they're big banks like Bank of America and Chase. Don't you want to be friends and have a debit card with them?
No, I would much prefer going to a credit union because they'll know my name. They will treat me right. They'll give me a loan before Bank of America will. You're just a number to Bank of America.
Gotcha.
No, I don't want to give him money. Why would I give him money? In fact, give me my money back. Why are you charging me fees? There's a
Yeah,
lawsuit against you people. Give me my money. There's a lawsuit against Bank of America right now because they're charging fees to people. So I'd
really?
like to, yeah, go over there and say, I'm 25. I'm a small business owner.
That's
I
it.
like,
I'm gonna take my $20 out of there and I'm gonna move it somewhere else.
yes, I don't need you. I don't need you to charge. I already only have 25 bucks in my bank account. You're charging me 12. Come on now.
Come on.
You don't need my money. I need my money. No, do not pay them fees. If if you are at a big box bank right now and they're charging you a monthly fee, walk into your branch, ask them first before you go there, call the customer enter customer service and says, I can't do this, man. I need my money. $12 puts half a tank in my bank in my car. I needed to, how much can you refund me? So ask as many credits back to your bank account. They will refund you what they can. They can't refund you everything, but they will refund you some things. After you have the refund, walk into your branch and say, I want a free product. What do you have for me? I want to keep doing business with you because you're fancy. Your name is all over the place. But if you're going to charge me to do business with you, I don't want to do business with you anymore. There's a lot of people that do business with me for free. What can you do for me?
Hmm.
And put it out there. There are a lot of, I don't pay, no, I have a business account with Bank of America, but I don't pay a fee. And if they think about charging me a fee,
I don't pay fees either for Bank of America. I like them, but I think there's a certain amount that you have to keep in there not to have fees. Not
That's true.
one,
I
I don't
think
remember.
yeah.
And because now that I'm 25, if you're over 25, you get charged. So I'm getting charged now.
Yeah, no, go print out your statements and see how many charges they've had and
Been
go
like
over there.
two or one.
Okay, go fast as you can because they can refund you up to so far back. You know what I'm saying? Go
Yeah.
tomorrow to your branch and say, no, this is not
You
acceptable.
keep mentioning Marcus regarding they have like 5% um cash back, right?
I
Or
wish they would give me something because I refer that to everybody. I got nothing from them. I don't even get a thank you for them.
yeah, I'm gonna reach out to you regarding Marcus again. Marcus
Yeah.
Bank, do I just type that in Google?
Go to my website
Oh,
and
yeah,
click
your
on my link.
Okay, my bad. Always go to your website. Gotcha.
There's a Marcus.
That's why she made one, Gabriel.
I know, honestly. Next client I talk to and be like, let's go to Anna's website.
And click on that. Absolutely. Click on my Marcus link. And then you can open a bank account, a high yield savings account with 5.3% APY. It's going to grow up. Now, talk about what you're going to get from Bank of America. I'd like to find out how much APY you're getting on that $20 that you get there. 0.00 cents, right? You're getting 5.3%. So at least 50 cents you're going to get on your $20. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So it's worth it. It's worth a high yield savings account. And it's liquid. You can pull out the money into your regular bank account. If I could eliminate my Bank of America bank account, I would, because I don't believe in where they put my money. Their
Yeah.
morals are not aligned with my morals, just like I don't like Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. but some evils you just have to do business with them.
Yeah.
But I choose not to. If I can like my other accounts are spread all over the place. The only account that I have with Bank of America is my business bank account, is because they allow high wire transfers daily. Otherwise, I would do business without smaller businesses. I mean,
Really?
smaller banks, I would, but they allow me to do high volume transactions.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I do it because I have to, but I don't have to have a Facebook page. I don't have to have an Instagram page, and they don't align morally with my beliefs. Therefore, I'm
Yeah.
not giving them my money. Just like I don't shop at some box stores because they don't align with my beliefs. I'm not
Like
giving them
Target or Starbucks.
I don't give them my money. I can buy house goods and paper goods and coffee somewhere else. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. We
I
have
like
that
you.
power.
I like you, Anna. People always think I'm dramatic when I mention that part.
Well, it's if we were to really analyze, like, would you do business with a child molester?
Yeah.
No.
Or a
No, but
Satanist.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do business with somebody that steals? No. Then why are we giving them money?
Yeah.
I refuse. I just refuse.
That's good.
Anyway, so and then the answer that I get is, well, I would never be able to scale my business if I don't promote my business on such and such social media. I don't believe that's true, especially if your job is to honor God with what you do. There are options. You would not, I don't believe I'm losing anything by not using those media forms as promotional. So whatever, it's my soapbox. But if more people that believe that way stood their ground, that would be options. We just saying everybody, just like we're growing up, but so and so is going to do it. Well, if they jump off a bridge, would you do it too? Like, no,
Yeah.
we don't have to jump off a bridge. We could create our new path. Yes, Anne.
No, I was just going to mention that there's a Target right across the street from the Walmart where I live, and our Target is significantly more empty than our Walmart. I'm just saying. So it makes an impact.
Yeah,
If
and I know people,
everybody does
yes,
it.
it's everybody. And I know people watching this video later are gonna say, yeah, but Walmart is just bad for small businesses. I understand the concept, but Walmart is not giving money to the types of ideological things out there. I just don't believe in that. I'm not giving my money to that. If I were to be true to that to 100%, I could never shop, right? I would have to live on a farm and grow my own food and and eat the chickens that I kill.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm gonna work as much as I can to put my money where my mouth is. Okay,
Good.
so then creating an emergency fund, that's what we're talking about. Creating the emergency fund is essential. So how do you do that? Now, Anna, I only have $1 left over after I pay my bills, or I'm negative on my bank account after I pay my bills. So then what we need to do is we need to strategize, and then we need to go back to where's your money bleeding, where you are not making enough to pay your bills. If a person says to me, I cannot create an emergency fund because I make less than what I spend, then I'm going to go back to the first point and say, okay, then let's look at the bills that you're paying and where's your money going? And we're going to find holes in it where your money's escaping, it's bleeding from, you're making money, but it's bleeding because you're not paying attention to where the money's going. Let's analyze that, because once we analyze that, then we can have a true picture of, is your money really not enough to pay your bills, or you are throwing money away in the way you do business? Okay. The other thing that I always, so let's say that we go through that first phase and we still are not able to find money enough to pay for the bills. The second option when you're looking at a person's budget is to watch dates where the money comes in compared to when the money goes out. And that's really an amazing strategy when you look, because if you can time your statement dates compared to when your money comes in, many times you have a grace period or a deadline for that statement that is not the date that you receive it, which means that money, the money that it's, if you time them perfectly from the bill that's coming in, and there's a bunch of bills that give you 30-day period from when you receive your statement to when it's due, or 15 days. Mortgages give you 15-day grace period. Cars give you 15-day grace period. So you don't have to pay the bill on the day that's due. They give you 15 days. In 15 days, you can avoid paying a late fee on something else and then bring more money in to pay that larger bill. So that's how
Mhm.
you find money. Analyze your bank statement, analyze your regular statements, analyze what you're paying out, making phone calls to creditors and saying, I'd like for you to close my account and lower my APR. I'd like to schedule a lump sum. How can we organize this that I can pay you, but I don't have to keep paying you forever? So those are the strategies that you can create in order for you to minimize money bleeding out and then create space for your emergency fund, whatever it is that you're going to create. So let's talk about emergency fund. Inflation exists. So let's start with that. Inflation exists, which means if your money is in a box in your house under your mattress, it's losing its power. What $10,000 bought 2 years ago is not buying today. Okay, 2 years ago. So inflation is eating on our money. So whatever you're doing with your emergency fund must be growing at least at the speed of inflation, so it doesn't lose its value. Okay. So do you want to keep cash at home? Yes. As much as how much? As much as you're comfortable with. Whatever makes you as a consumer comfortable. Why do you want to keep cash at home? That's the question that I ask. Why do you feel the need to keep cash at home? And I keep cash at home, but I want to know why do you want it? Because what you answer me as a consumer after that is going to tell me how I best help you create that emergency fund of cash at home to be comfortable and answer your needs. So if you believe the world's going to end and I'm going to need cash to be able to disappear, it's an amount. If you believe that the government is out to collect your money and freeze your bank account, then you need an amount. If you believe that the ATMs are not going to work one day because your bank is going to go bankrupt, you need an amount. So then I need to know why you want to keep cash on hand, because then it's going to help us create a plan that you have that cash that's going to fulfill the specific need. Because the worst part is that you create an emergency fund of cash at home and that does not answer your need. You don't want that. You want to work hard to create that fund in order for it to answer your need. Okay. Number 2, beyond having cash on hand in your safe at home or under your mattress, however you want to call it, you want to have an accessible amount that in a true emergency, whatever it is, your car broke down, your tree fell on top of your house and you need to spend the next month in a hotel. The breadwinner of your household passes away or is incapacitated. Where are you going to buy gas and food tomorrow? Shelter, food, and gas tomorrow if you don't have access to your bank account. Where's your emergency fund coming from? How much do you need? Because when people have those things in place, they operate from a freer, more calm, more collective frame of mind. You can create a lot more. You can develop your business. You can live your life. You don't have to have that pressure of knowing that at any minute, everything could collapse and you have no answer to that. And so when you teach your clients, when you live yourself in that frame of mind that I got this, tragedy could hit and I'm okay. I'll be able to have a place, eat, and put gas in my car to run away. Then you're good to go. Okay, those are the basics. Everybody's good. Do I have an emergency kit put together? Do I have some cash in there? Do I have a place where I can pull out money and save myself and save my family? Then you can operate every day knowing that things could happen, but the emergency is taken care of. Okay. So that's what the emergency fund is for. Some people say a day, some people say a week, some people say a month, some people say a year, some people say 10 years. I don't, whatever. If an atomic bomb hits and I need to buy food, okay, then I need more than money. But you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you believe that the emergency is for, you need to be able to fund that emergency comfortably. Okay. Got it? All right. And the third one is investing. You want to make sure that your money that's sitting in your bank is growing. I mean, the conversations that I have, Gabrielle, are interesting. Okay. Sometimes I bring up the crazy stuff.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I'm still laughing what you said. You're gonna need more than just money.
Yeah, if the world ends, it's an atomic bomb hits, you're gonna need more than money, but whatever. But,
Then
are
you
you
need the
prepared?
ultimate backup plan, right? I'm glad I have that one in place.
Right. I don't have basements here, so I cannot have a bunker. That stinks because Florida doesn't allow us for bunkers. We have to figure something out quick here.
Well, that's not if it's an atomic bomb, it's only the ultimate backup plan that's going to work for you.
True, that's right. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, that one I got set. That one I got it. That one I got. But then the investment. So what is invest when a person says investment, what comes to your mind first? What
Wait, is
comes
that
in
the
your
third one?
yes, invest.
Say
Money
it
make
again.
money for you.
Again,
Say it again.
Investment. So money make money. How do I make my money make money for me? Because that's what investment is. Right? Invest. You can put your elbow grease on it, but investment is multiplying your money. Right? And the beginning of this, I said, I want them to be simultaneously working together because sometimes only your investment growth is going to help you pay off your debt. You cannot wait for it to grow. Pay off debt first, then create emergency fund, then invest, because by the time you get here, you'll be dead because of so much debt that you have. So that's why they have to be simultaneous, because sometimes your investment is what's going to pay off your debt. Okay. A lot of financial advisors teach you to do one, then two, then three. Well, this could be like a lifetime experience. By the time you get here, you'll be so old that you don't want to have any energy to do this because you have so much debt accumulated. So I don't subscribe to that thought. I subscribe to the thought of being simultaneously working together, because the investment sometimes is what's going to accelerate your debt payment and the funding of your emergency bank. Okay. So how does investment look like? When I say the word investment, what comes to your mind?
Risk.
Risk. Very good. Okay. So losing some, right?
Yeah.
Or gaining a lot,
Yeah. That's if.
right? Or gaining a lot. Exactly. So investment is when you have, and do you have anything to add before I go on? No. So investment is where you take what you have and you multiply it. And it could be in so many forms. It could be something that's passive, where you put the money there and it grows just because you put it there. For example, a high yield savings account, a life insurance policy, a regular savings account, something that's going to grow without you doing anything to it. Okay. It could be something that's taxable, like one of those plans, a 401k, a Roth product, a traditional product, a retirement fund. It could be investing in the market, investing in
Crypto.
investing in real estate, investing in small businesses, whatever. Remembering that your level of risk has to match your level of boldness. So when you are choosing investment, you want to find out, are you willing to lose what you're investing? Or are you willing to risk it for higher gains? Is the amount of money that you're willing to put on this specific investment enough for you to swallow losing it all? Or would you prefer a guarantee on a small growth? Or would you want to have an opportunity to grow it at a higher rate and lose some of it, but not? So you need to ask those questions to yourself and and the people that you're doing business with. Because investment requires that you have a couple of things in mind. Number one, what is your level of guarantee? When you're choosing an investment product, you want to find out the level of guarantee. Is it something that's risky 100%? Does it have a zero floor and it risks some? Is it high risk, but then you lose it all? And then you have to match that with your personality. How much are you willing to lose it all? And how much are you willing to put it all on the table? Just like a casino, right? When you go to a roulette table, you put it all and good luck. If they call your number and your color, you double it. But if they don't, it stays on the table. That's an investment of high risk, right? So guarantee. What is your guarantee? When you're investing your money, what is the guarantee level? Number two, liquidity. And so when you look at CDs, when you look at long-term mutual funds, when you look at real estate, when you look at partnerships and small businesses, those are long-term products that are not liquid, which means if there's an emergency and I need to liquidate that asset in order for me to use the money to save my family from world domination, I can't, because I won't be able to sell it and cash it out, right? So number one is guarantee. Number two is liquidity. Can I pull out the money? The more liquid the product, the less aggressive it is. So if a person wants a product that is liquid, most likely is not going to be a product that provides a lot of return. Why?
Repeat that.
Sure. If a product is liquid, which means you can liquidate it, you can cash it out, it's probably not going to give you a big return. Why?
Because it's fast money.
Because they are investing the money. And if they know you can pull it out, they need to have it available for you.
Yeah.
But for example, a CD, a bank CD, it's a 6-month product, right? They only return it to you if you let it sit there for 6 months. But if within 3 months, I break my leg and I need that money, I can pull it out, but I don't get the gains because I took away before the 6 months. Now, within those 6 months, it's locked in there. Let's say that I choose to leave that for 6 months. I can't touch that money. It's not liquid. But they can go crazy with my money. They can invest a bunch and they can return to me at a high rate because they know I'm not touching the money for 6 months. So it's not liquid. Okay, a real estate transaction. Buy a house, flip it, and sell it. I'm hoping that I buy it. I'm hoping that the flip process is going to be the same amount of money that I projected. And I'm hoping that I'm going to sell it at the time frame that I'm projecting. I can't clean it out. I can't pull out the money till I sell the house. Not liquid. What if I don't sell? What if it's right now, houses are not selling? What if it's in the market 3, 4, 7 months longer? I'm paying a mortgage on that house and all expenses that I expected to pull out money from to do my other flip or, pay for whatever. Not liquid. Okay, so number one, guarantee. Number two, liquidity. And number three, which is also as important, is taxation. Is the product exempt of tax? Because if you're getting a product that is going to give you 15% return, but then you have to turn around and pay 20% taxes on your gains.
Yeah.
Why did I do that? Right? So if your investment is liquid, guaranteed, and free of taxes, jump on it. It's yours to keep. Do it. But if any of those three are questionable or they're not 100% how you like them to be, then you need to study your case. Make sure that it's a great place for you to stick your money
Anna,
in.
so I have a question slash doubt about something with life insurance.
Yes.
What I don't understand is we get interest for taking the money and using the money out. That's what I don't get.
Explain to me again. Explain
No,
the
it's
situation. Tell me a
like
case.
if
Yeah.
if we're investing our money into the cash value and we have the money accumulating and sitting in there, but we want to take it out, we get kind of penalized for taking it out because it charges us interest for taking it out. I think I'm miswording it, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I do. I know. So if
That's
you
what I don't get.
instead of taking a withdrawal, if you take a loan, there's going to be interest charged on the loan. But in comparison to what the money is growing, it's only less than 1% of what you're paying for taking out that loan.
No,
So
but
the
what's
money,
the difference between taking it out and a loan? Because it's not a loan if you're taking it out, right?
there's two ways to use your cash value. Okay. You can do a withdrawal and that's not a loan. You withdraw the money like you withdraw the money from the bank account, Bank of America bank account. So instead of requesting a loan from the cash value that is backed up by that, you actually withdraw the cash value. If you do a withdrawal, you will not need to pay it back, but you will not get the benefit of the growth of it while it's not there. So it's never advised to exercise a withdrawal unless you're 100 years old and you're dying, then pull it out.
I see.
Even so, I would still do a loan because if you are smart and you have a trust being your beneficiary, that's going to be willed into your heirs and they can continue using that policy with that loan space in there that if you withdraw, you close off that space. If you have $100,000 in cash value and you withdraw 50,000, you closed off an opportunity to use that 50,000 for investment in the future.
I see.
But if you take a loan out, you never have to pay the loan back, but it's still available for you to deposit money into that cash value space that can be grown at the contract percentage. Do you understand?
It does. What's the interest? Is that the right word? Interest?
Yes, it is. Each contract has its own. So Lafayette, we do business. My brokerage does business with Foresters, Lafayette, and Mutual Trust, and National for whole life. Those are the products that I sell. Each one has its own rate, and it's based on the client and the year. So I'm not going to tell you percent here, but for example, I have policies. I have 8 policies. Some of them at 4.76, some at 5.2. So it depends of the year that I wrote the policies for myself and for my family.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. But
thank you. I had questions about that and I just never understood it.
So let me give you the example of the one that's 5.2. Okay. 5.2% is the APY that I'm getting growth guaranteed for life on that policy. But if I take a loan out of that policy, I'm paying 4.76.
Yeah.
Okay, so I still have a spread there that my money is still growing, even if I don't pay that loan back, which I'm not going to do that. I'm going to always pay that loan back because I have more money to withdraw from that product later on when I'm doing something else.
So let's just use even numbers. If I have 3,000 in mutual, which I think I do.
Okay,
and I take out 1,000. If I take out 1,000, and let's just say that the interest is 5%. Is it going to charge me 5% every month that I don't pay it back?
Or no, it's a yearly. It's a one-time interest that is charged. So if once we are done with this, if we can, I will send you a video that we've done explaining how the interest is charged. So for example, for Mutual Trust, you pull out a loan and they charge the interest ahead of time, one time. When you pay back your loan, they refund you that interest.
Ah, nice. Good to know.
So I'll show you a screenshot of what it looks like. I use my policy all the time. That's my bank. All my income goes right into my policy, and then I once a month I withdraw to pay my bills from there. Whatever's left over stays there. So I only withdraw. I add up my bills and I withdraw from. So whatever's left over stays there. So I do loans all the time. Every month I do a loan off my policies. So all my money gets flushed through my life insurance policy because it's growing there for me.
You mean
Makes no sense
money
for me to
laundering?
use my
You
regular
mean
bank. Yeah, it's
the
my
laundering of
money
money?
laundering my own money, right?
Gotcha. I
I'm
see.
washing my money right through my policy because it pays for me to deposit that money there. Once the money is deposited there, it's always going to grow in that case of that one policy at 5.2%. Why not? It's not going to grow that way in Bank of America or Capital One or Wells Fargo or Chase. I have bank accounts in all these banks. My Sanibel Captiva, they don't give me 5.2%. Marcus gives me 5.3%, but they charge me interest. I'm sorry, not interest, but they charge me taxes at the end of the year. I have to pay taxes on that earnings on Marcus. And I don't have to pay earnings on this bank account, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to keep this as much money in my life insurance policy as I can because I don't pay interest. It's just like a Roth product. If you have a Roth product, you understand how that runs. Anything that you put in there has been taxed already. When you put in there, it's already taxed. So it's going to grow tax-free.
Good.
A little bit more difficult to withdraw, but tax-free nonetheless.
Yeah.
Okay. So the three main points of anybody that is thinking money at all times is eliminate any money extra that you give anybody. Don't give any money that they don't deserve because your money is your money. Number two, you want to create a fund that affords you to make choices, to have choices. And then number three, you're going to make your money work for you. So there's options. Right now, I'm loving to invest in small businesses because they bring in a lot of money. They don't know what to do with their money. They need money to scale. And so you can be a partner of so many small businesses. You can lend money that you have sitting on your savings accounts to small businesses and create loans for people. Right now, what's giving me more money than anything else is lending money to small businesses at a high percent because they cannot get a loan at the bank. It's too much work to go get a loan at the bank. And I have the money sitting at 5.2% that I can lend to people. And I create 12-month installments. I get it back in 1 year. And then, so it's my income right now.
I love it. You're a shark.
Right?
Wow.
Right. Small businesses need money right now. They're having a hard time getting loans. So who do you know has a small business who needs $3,000 that in 1 year could give you return to you so if you charge 20%, you could get $3,600
Yeah.
from somebody.
Wow.
And all you did was to give them the money, and they're going to return $3,600 from the $3,000 that you have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that will
Yeah.
do that for you.
Wow.
Okay. All right. You can invest. You can be a high earning investor if you think about your money that way. If you have a credit card that you can pull out 0% for 12 months and you can lend that money to somebody, you're not charged any fees. That person can return to you at an interest. You can pay the credit card back and keep the change. I mean, there's so many options.
Just gotta be creative. Yeah.
Exactly. Money making money for you. It's not your money. You're pulling out from something that you already have. You created that environment for yourself, so you have that credit. But if you have those options, why not? There's people that don't have it and they have to pay a fee. So you be the bank.
Next lesson, can we do the college thing?
Yeah, I have to do I did a little bit of study. That's a beast.
It's a big one, right?
It's a beast. Yeah, I did a lot of work this week. Yeah, I know you asked last week. There's the law that has been passed is so complicated. And I think it's on purpose that is this complicated.
You mean the removing
The
the
law.
yeah. Because my aunt just got her thing forgiven.
So not everybody can get it forgiven. If you are a public officer, you can get it forgiven so much. There's 12,000 that can be forgiven if you do this and that. If you work 5 years for the government, you can, I mean, come on. You know, I might have to get an expert on this one over here next phone call. It's a big one. I can
Yeah.
teach people how to pay for their loan with a policy or with an investment,
Yeah,
but to tackle the debt with the law as it is, I'm gonna need a month's worth of studying to kind of get. It's a lot. It's a lot going.
I
It's,
imagine.
it's a lot
I
going on. I'm gonna try.
Listen, no rush, but like a lot of the people my age, and especially because I also work at a dental office during the day, I'm friends with a bunch of doctors, you know.
Yeah, no, we need to tackle that issue because that issue is pending. Payments are going to start October the 1st, so they're hurting. People are hurting.
What's gonna start October 1st?
Student loan payments, they have been deferred until October the 1st.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
we are
Hey,
at the 1 hour. I
is it
couldn't
easy
stop.
to renew your Napa thing? Napa?
I don't know if it's easy. There's a website for that.
Do you do it often?
No,
Well, what do you do then? You don't renew it?
no.
You don't renew it? You're Napa, you need to renew it, right? Isn't that your insurance?
You're talking about the insurance for the insurance?
Yeah.
Cow insurance. No, I just put it on auto renew. But pay attention to the group. I'm going to stop recording this because it's no longer have to do with what we're talking about. I'm going to stop
Gotcha.
recording.